So what if I tell you that the price at Elta will start from $2,200 per square foot? So welcome to our project analysis video for the Elta. Alright, this new launch will be located in Clementi Avenue 1 and they will be slated to launch or preview on the 22nd of February. So this development, the Elta, is jointly developed by MCL Land and CSC Land. Alright, the lease commencement will be from 99 years from 13th of February 2024, and this is actually an erected 39 stories residential building together with 501 units in this development itself. Alright, so the vacant possession or the TOP date is slated to be for the 31st of March 2029. So if we are looking at the unit mixes in the Elta, I think there is a very interesting number of unit mixes here in the Elta itself. So altogether 501 units. What I am actually noticing here is that for the 1+ study, we have only 36 units. So this will then be represented, or this will then be done for the investors. However, for the 2-bedroom, 2 premium and the 2+ study, over the years, I also understand and realize that not only investors buy into the 2 bedrooms, many starter families also buy into the 2-bedroom nowadays because this is their first home where they start, and in terms of the size, it's easy to manage. In terms of the quantum, it's also easy to manage. All right, so the thing here to take note of is the number of units here for the 2-bedroom, 2 premium and the 2+ study is about 170 over units, and we have a 3-bedroom and a 3+ study in total for about 108 units. All right, and the more interesting thing is the number of 4 bedrooms here, from 4-bedroom to 4-bedroom premium and a 4 dual key, and lastly to a 4+ study. The number of units in total is about 100 and maybe about 130 units itself. All right, so the number of units for a 4-bedroom in this development is more than that of a 3-bedroom, which is why I say the unit mix here is generally quite interesting. And then lastly, for 5 bedrooms, we have 35 units. All right, total number of units is about 501 units. And if we look at the unit mixes itself, we can see that the developers are slated towards more owner-occupied kind of a unit mix with a core focus on actually the 4 bedrooms, the 3 bedrooms as well. All right, so if we really look into the floor plan and or rather the square feet of all the unit mixes, their 2-bedroom compact, which is a 2-bed 1 bath, actually starts from 614, and to cater more towards family needs, the 2 premium and the 2+ study is 700 square feet and 807 respectively. All right, so what I like about their 3 compact at 926 square feet, after harmonization, 926 square feet is actually a very sizable and very comfortable for own stay as well, and it's actually a very good upgrading property in future, meaning to say that you start off with a 926, then you eventually will move into a larger unit type in future as well. All right, so a 3 premium in this case is a 1023 square feet. Post-harmonization, I think 1023 is more than comfortable to feed a family of 4 or even 5. All right, and later on when we dive into the layout for the 4-bedroom, 4 premium and dual key and a 4-bedroom + study, I would like to take note that the 1184 square feet right here in Elta serve a very, very interesting class of sandwich class of unit size, because it's really in between that premium sizing and it's not too far from the 3-bedroom premium. So the price difference is something that will be interesting to take note of during the preview and the launch itself. All right. So before I move on to the location of Elta, do help me like, share and subscribe so that more like-minded people can tune into the channel so that they can greatly benefit from what I'm going to share as well. All right, so coming back to the location of the Elta, I think by now most of you will have known that Elta is located on Clementi Avenue 1. It's right smack in between 2 developments, Clement at Canopy, which was the earlier launch, and then followed en suite by Clavon, which just recently collected their keys. So for Elta's location, the immediate thing that you notice is that it faces the AYE Expressway. And of course, in terms of its location, distance to MRT itself, if we talk about the walking distance to MRT, I think it takes approximately about 15 to 16 minutes to walk to Clementi MRT. All right, so in its vicinity itself, right, we do have some interesting things to take note of. So basically, we do have a school, which is actually Nanhua Primary. So this is actually one of the best school in Singapore. However, we are not within 1 kilometer to Nanhua School itself. Another interesting project to take note of is actually Park Clementi's, which in this case is within distance to Nanhua. However, for Elta's location, we do not have the school, but again, the price support from Clavon and Clement Canopy will also show that we don't need to be within 1 kilometer of the school to have a profitable development. All right, so for this itself, Clementi has always been known as an edu district, and more importantly, how I will classify Clementi is actually the central west of Singapore. So in terms of our connectivity to town, to CBD, and in terms of our MRT system to major city centers, I think this itself is another draw factor to why Clementi is one of the most sought after towns in Singapore. And of course, to take note of, there will be a Clementi interchange. What is going to happen in Clementi itself is actually a cross-island line that will cut through Clementi. So Clementi not only have the east-west line, they will have as well the cross-island line, which will then bring in even more traffic to Clementi itself. So these transformative changes in the Clementi MRT itself that will bring about the cross-island line will be set to complete by 2032. This is actually phase 2 of the entire cross-island line. Phase 1 is actually from Bright Hill to Aviation Park. So for phase 2 itself is more towards the western part of Singapore, which will connect from Turf City, your Maju, Clementi, all the way to your Jurong Lake district. All right, so this will serve as a good interchange in Clementi, which again will bring about even more traffic into the region as well. So jumping right into Elta, basically why we want to do this analysis, there are a few things that we want to take note of, especially when we talk about Elta as a development. So again, its competition, which is Clavon or even Clement Canopy, are of a certain age already. Clement Canopy has already been about 8 years old. For Clavon, they just collected keys, so relatively still new. So the new kid on the block is actually Elta. So for Elta itself, basically the development sits on facing Ayer Rajah Expressway and of course Clementi Avenue 1. So in general, for the facing itself, there will be only 2 facings that you will be able to see. Number 1 is towards the HDB, towards Clementi Avenue 1. The other one, all right, will have that unblocked landed view on the other side of Ayer Rajah Expressway, and on the higher floor, you may even see the sea. All right. So in terms of its direction and its facing, they are majority southwest or northeast facing for the unit types in Elta. And if you go into the site plan itself, let me zoom in itself. The 1 bedroom, we only have 1 stack, which is stack 10. So 1 bedroom is this light greenish color, stack 10, facing on the inward facing itself. The interesting thing is actually the 2 bedroom has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks altogether. We have only 2 stacks facing the inward facing, 3 stacks facing the outward facing. All right, and why do I think that the layouts here are a little bit interesting in terms of their facing is because the 3 bedroom are all inward facing. So non-expressway facing for the 3 bedroom, generally because I think in terms of the square footage is slightly smaller. So in terms of the quantum is a little bit more palatable, which also means that the developer can do a little bit of loading on the per square foot in terms of the facing because it's quieter in facing. However, if you notice the 4 bedrooms, we only have 1 unit facing the inward facing, and we have 3 units, which is stack 8, stack 13, and stack 5 that is facing towards AYE. All right, so in this case, what they can do is actually they can cheaper the PSF in terms of the facing due to the road noise and some west sun. However, because the unit sizes are larger, then the quantum itself, when you multiply by the PSF, it makes sense still to buy into all these units. All right, so the 4-bedroom, and lastly, we have the 5-bedroom, which is the largest unit type, also facing AYE and also having some west sun. All right, so of course, needless to say, I think many of the concerns would be if it's facing AYE, number one, will it be noisy? And yet at the same time, based on what we are seeing from the site plan, it is also some west sun hitting some of the units as well. So this may be some of the concerns, but again, later on at the later part of our video, we will also address for Clement Canopy and for Clavon, because they have the same characteristics, units facing AYE and units facing west sun. All right, how do they perform, and versus the inside facing as well. All right, so onwards do we go. So the 1+ study that Elta has, I think for Clement Canopy, there's no similar comparative. So for Clavon itself, they also have a 1-bedroom plus study. So I'm just trying to be objective right here. If I do an immediate comparison at 506 square feet, I think based on how we analyze the layout, there's also a little bit of biasness in it because it's my preference. So if you're looking at Elta's 1+ study, once you come into the room, you have one thing that I like about the layout over here. They separated the washer dryer away from your kitchen top tabletop. All right, so in most developments, you do see that sometimes where they put your stove, and of course your sink, you have this washer dryer that is actually on the same side as your kitchen tabletop. So having it on the opposite side itself, you can actually do your laundry while at the same time still prepare your meals. And once you go in, you have this study space that is tucked away into the corner. I think this serves as a very, very good area for a study space itself, or if not, storeroom for 1-bedroom homestay, or even for rental. This can then serve as a guest area as well. Okay, so very typical 1-bedroom layout. The good thing that we need to take into consideration is this AC latch is non-strata, so we are not paying for this aircon latch. So very, very good size master bedroom and a good shared master bath for the master bathroom, and of course, master bedroom, and of course for the common area as well for your guests. Okay, so relatively straightforward layout. For Clavon itself, I mean, this is a very typical layout in the past, whereby once you go in, you see a straight kitchen, right? Immediate thing that personally I'm not a big fan of is actually how awkward the position of the wall is. So again, if my living area is over here, generally I want my wall to spread all the way inside so that I can have a proper place to put my TV and don't have to turn and look at the television set. All right, so however, when they put their study space itself, I think in some cases, you can choose to be a little bit more creative. You can then do a walk-in wardrobe for the study space itself, or this can then serve also as a guest room. But ideally, I don't think this is where I want my study to be. I would prefer my master bedroom to get the window so that I got more natural light coming into the unit as well. So again, jumping right into our layout comparison, I think it's only fair to say that today when I'm looking at Elta, I'm also looking at my 2 other competitions, which is Clavon and Clement Canopy, because naturally as a buyer, I do want to see what are the layouts that are available in these 2 developments as well. So again, let's be very objective right here. I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to purchasing a layout that you want, be it Clement Canopy, be it Clavon, or eventually being Elta, I think buy something that you're comfortable with, buy something that is within your budget, and most importantly, buy something that is within your objective. All right, so if it's your, depending on your objective, then you buy accordingly, okay? All right, so jumping right into the 2-bedroom compact layout, immediately when we look into Clement Canopy, one thing to take note of is Clement's Canopy 635 2-bed 1-bath itself. It's also a tuck-in kitchen right over here. So when you move in and you see this, this is actually a tuck-in kitchen. And at the same time, the door, there's a dual door frontage. So technically speaking, this is actually a wider frontage. However, I'm not really a fan of where the DB box is being placed. Personally, the DB box also serves as a shoe cabinet or a storage space, usually in the entry walkway. So it being over here means that today I have lesser or almost no space for storage or a shoe cabinet. But again, I think very smartly designed is, again, dumbbell layout, efficient, and at the same time, for investors, for 2-bedroom, a dumbbell layout will make a lot of sense. However, because Clement Canopy is pre-harmonized era, so we do have to pay for the AC latch, and of course the balcony, which is, to me, quite huge in this case. All right, so a 635 square feet, 2 bed, 1 bath, maybe the usable space of it is in the range of maybe about 570, 580 square feet. All right, so moving on to then Clavon. So, ignore the red place. But again, I think once you step in, I personally think that this is a good layout with a good size kitchen space. Once you come in, again, a little bit off, it's where the master bathroom is or the toilet is. So you are being greeted immediately by your bathroom, followed on by your master bedroom. That is fine. However, the dining space itself, right in front over here, in front of the dining area, if you can see my cursor. Once you open the door, this space here is what I call a dead space. All right, so you can either put a dining table there, which will be very out of place, but if not, then there's almost nothing you can do in this space right in front of the door or the kitchen. All right, so again, balcony size is comfortable. AC latch is something that you have to pay for, and room sizes are still quite all right. Okay, so again, coming into this Elta's 2 bed, 1 bath, 614 square feet, I like how the DB box is being placed. Again, like I said, once you step in, you see the DB box. Again, this area over here, can you see this space right here? This is where you can do an extended cabinet for storage and of course for shoe cabinets as well. I like that this is a tuck-in kitchen. Again, all their layouts are tuck-in kitchen. So for 2 bed, 1 bath, it's again very rare to find a tuck-in kitchen. Most of it is a straight kitchen. So once you step in, and then you have a dining area that is placed in a corner. Again, like I said, maybe this is a little bit more traditional. Having a separate living dining space in a 2 bed, 1 bath is also very welcome. So room sizes for this 2 bedrooms are also very sizable and comfortable. Importantly, it's non-strata for the AC latch, so you don't have to pay for the AC latch. And for this balcony size, I would think that it's one of the more correctly sized balcony, so that it's not, you don't overpay for the balcony space itself. Okay, so this is a 2 bedroom compact. Moving on to a 2 bedroom premium. Now the interesting thing for the 2 bedroom premium right here is 732 square feet for Clement canopy. Again, they see that white door frontage for Clement canopy. Once you come in, again, it's a tuck away kitchen. I like this layout right here because they have separated the living dining space, and there's quite adequate space for dining and living. One thing I'm not a fan of their balcony for Clement canopy, it's huge. All right, and at the same time, AC latch for bedroom 2. This is a very typical condominium layout for usually the very traditional kind of condo layouts, whereby you get the walkway space here. Again, this is what we term as a dead space. You can't really do much to that space, but it's essential because it's your walkway into your rooms. So these 2 bedrooms are all situated right here, side by side, and the master bedroom and bedroom 2 are still quite sizable as well. Okay. Clavon utilizes dumbbell layout for 2 bed, 2 bath, so at 764 square feet. So if I go into Clavon, same thing, once I enter in, I somehow don't agree with the space right over here. I mean, you can do it as a dining space, a very longish dining space, but again, to me, this area over here seems like a dead space. So basically, you're paying for a very, very big area over here that you don't really have much use unless you do a storage space right here. Then would also mean that this area over here would be a dead space. Okay, but don't worry, anyway, tuck away kitchen. If you are somebody that wants to be greeted with a very wide and deep living dining space, I think Clavon has done it right. Basically, once you go in terms of the depth of the living dining space and the width of the living dining space is very welcoming. All 2 bedroom, 2 bath in this case on separate sites. So ideally, this is for single stay or for a young couple. This can also be done as a dual key if you want to, or 2 individual 1 bedroom rentals. Okay, so 2 bed, 2 bath in Elta without the aircon latch, it's about 700 square feet. Once you step in, tuck away kitchen. One thing is the DB box, kind of in a very, very weird position, but it's fine because in this space over right here, you can then do up a shoe cabinet or additional storage space. But I don't understand why the DB box is here, but again, it's in the kitchen. Okay, so tuck away dining space, proper living area, good depth in terms of the 2 bedrooms. In terms of the width, I think this is also very a good space apart. And master bedroom sizable, bedroom 2 comfortable. All right, more or less the layouts in terms of the bedroom sizes, they are relatively similar. All right, so this is a 2 bedroom premium. Jumping into the only 2 bedroom plus study in this area or this cluster. So we don't have anything at Clement and Canopy. We don't have any 2 plus study at Clermont as well. Right here in Elta's 2 bedroom plus study, this is a 807 square feet layout type. The interesting thing about this layout, same things tucked away in the kitchen, tucked away kitchen. The interesting thing is this study right over here. I think if you can do an extension, you can actually do this as a guest room as well. So not only a study space, it doubles up as a guest room, it doubles up as a bigger study if you want to do an extension. Then basically you have a combined dining living space right over here. I think a very typical dumbbell layout is bathroom 2 and bedroom 2 on one side, and then on the other side is master bath and your master bedroom. All right, so basically no competition at 807. Basically the demographics of buyers buying into 807 2 plus study usually are your dual income, no kids, or even a startup family with maybe 1 kid. And of course, for your single buyers who are looking to have something a little bit more spacious instead of a 1 bedroom, then a 2 plus study may also be an alternative purchase for their own stay. Okay. So coming into a 3 bedroom compact layout, I think for Clement at Canopy, we have a 990 square feet 3 bedroom 2 bath. So in this scenario right here, what we actually have, it's a 990 square feet, a very traditional layout with all the rooms on one side. However, things that I don't really like about this layout is that you have a very odd dining space that is in front of the dry kitchen. Again, this is really very subjective and it's a personal preference. Because imagine dining and my friends are sitting on this side of the dining area, and if I want to go into the kitchen, I have to disturb them by walking behind them. So again, I'm not a big fan of this kind of layout. So again, like I said, it's preference. Okay, so balcony sizes for Clement and Canopy, I think the biggest pet peeve for me is having a balcony in the master bedroom. So you have a dual balcony frontage for a 990 square feet, 3 bed, 2 bath at Clement and Canopy. However, their rooms are actually quite sizable. So bedroom 2, 3, and then your master bedroom, all very healthily sized. So I would think that ideally for a layout like that, again, it will suit a family of 4 or 5. And they do have a dry wet kitchen concept with the yard space at the back, so you don't have to hang your laundry in front in the balcony. Okay, so Clermont itself, if you look into the layout, this is a 958 square feet layout. So a 958 square feet layout, once you come in, again, this is a 3 compact, very, very similar to Elta. So all bedrooms are on one side. However, one thing to take note of is the bedroom or the common bathroom in Clermont, it's no window. So there's no natural ventilation for a 3 bed, 2 bath right here in Clermont. So of course, their master bathroom, they do have that the window. Dual aircon latch, again, because this is pre-harmonized, so aircon latch is part of what you need to be paying for. So in Elta itself, right, for a 3 compact, again, once you come in, I do like the idea of this private foyer space. And in the kitchen itself, if you notice, this do not have a yard at the same time. Living dining is actually still quite a good depth and width. I like that the bath area for the common bathroom actually have a natural ventilation. And in this case, if you notice, they actually do a sliding door for bedroom 3. So technically speaking, this is a ensuite for bedroom 3 at the same time, although bedroom 2 and bedroom 3 is sharing the common bathroom. Okay, once you enter into a master bedroom, what I really like about how they place their master bath is actually the bathroom is not facing directly into the bedroom like most of the layouts, most of the condos that we know. So example like this is actually how Clement Canopy is. The moment you come in, the master bath here, the door opens into your master bedroom and you can look into your master bedroom. So for this layout for Elta, I think I'm a fan of this. I like that today there's some privacy. You open up and then in this area, the master bath is over here. Okay. So moving on to our 3 premium. Okay, so for 3 premium at Clement and Canopy, we are looking at a 1141 square feet. So for Clement and Canopy, this is actually a 3 plus study. All right, so 3 plus study right here, basically the key difference for Clement and Canopy, it's immediately what I fall in love with is the wide frontage of Clement and Canopy. So a landscape format layout, private foyer with good privacy. Once I step in, I have a separate dry wet kitchen with a yard. And I like that today they have access to this guest room. You can use this guest room as a flexi room, as a storeroom, or as a helper's room. Take note that this guest room also comes with a window. At the same time, their common bath, okay, is located on the other side of the guest room with also window and screen towards the opening, so it's naturally ventilated at the same time. So like I said, I'm a fan of landscape layout. So with a balcony of this size, I can then move my dining into my balcony together with zip track, and basically I can then utilize the entire space for my living and dining area. Okay, so coming into bedroom 3, I do like the idea that today bedroom 3, because it's at the back of the house, this is actually an L-shaped panel window, so it gives it more light into the bedroom 3 itself. Okay, and then lastly, for the master bath area, or rather master bedroom, sizable master bedroom together with the master bath facing, like I mentioned earlier on, this faces towards the bed of the master bedroom. Sorry, yeah, correct. The door opens up to the master bedroom itself. All right. So Clavon, on the other hand, once I come in, similarly dry wet kitchen, I do have it. Quite good depth in terms of the living dining space. Again, this is actually known as a portrait layout. So even for Elta, it's also a portrait layout. But this is a conventional 3-bedroom because all the rooms are tucked to one side. So once you come in right here, you do have all the 3 rooms on one side. Again, things to take note of, especially when you are buying a 3-bedroom, is that the bath areas, they are all naturally ventilated with windows over here. Okay, so the storage area here serves as a very, very good purpose as a storeroom, as a flexi room, or even if you want to use it as a study. I think that's the flexibility of this room right here. Attached to the WC and the wet kitchen at the back, of course, you can then use the washer dryer, this area here, as a yard space. Okay, so no complaints about this. However, if you are comparing it with like the bedroom types in Elta or even Clement and Canopy, Clement and Canopy do not have the Jack and Jill concept. So essentially these 2 bedroom 2 and 3, they are sharing this bathroom. All right, so for the 3 plus study here in Elta at 1023 square feet, what they actually did right here is actually a dumbbell layout. So one thing that I like is actually this bedroom will have an ensuite. Again, very good depth. What you have right here is a dry wet kitchen. What they provide in Elta is actually a water dispenser in the dry kitchen area. And over here, right here, they say yard with ADR. I think this is actually like your Stegen, or rather like your overhead hanger. All right, so for Elta's dry wet kitchen area, they do have good depth in terms of their living dining space. When it comes down to their dry kitchen area, they are providing a water dispenser as well. Coming into the wet kitchen, you have the yard with ADR. So this is like a Stegen-like clothes hanger in the yard space. And you can see the window space in this kitchen. It's actually quite a huge window. So I think in terms of lighting, in terms of ventilation, this is a very good example of what a good kitchen layout is. They have a study space right over here. I think, again, as flexible as it is, you can then do a door right here to actually enclose it to make it into a helper's ensuite room. So your helper will have an attached WC for her room. Again, the unfortunate thing is that the bedroom 2, in the middle of the night, if they need to use the restroom, they have to walk quite a far distance to bath 2 over here, all right, or the common bath over here. Okay, so size of master bedroom, again, I have no complaints. I think Elta, it's a post-harmonized development. So in terms of their layout, in terms of their efficiency in their layout, again, if you've been to the show flat, I've seen for the Asian preview, the layout is fantastic and the space is comfortable. Okay. So moving on to a next 4-bedroom comparison between Clement Canopy, Clavon, and Elta. At Clement Canopy, we don't have similar size range for comparison right here. For Clavon, we have a 1281 square feet layout. All right, this of course includes the aircon latch. So for a 4-bedroom itself, when you enter, you have a proper dry wet kitchen, again with a storage space over here. Once you enter into the 4-bedroom, this is a portrait layout. Again, like I said, not a fan of portrait, but no complaints. I mean, my buyers still buy, and at the same time, I do see how a 4-bedroom portrait layout still appeals to family. However, for this layout right here, the common bathroom, there's no windows. All right, so especially for larger family types, especially for like your bedrooms or your kitchen, you want to know that there's natural ventilation coming into the unit, or in this case, the bathroom itself. All right, there's also no ensuite, at least for one room. So basically, all your 3 bedrooms, your bedroom 2, 3, and 4 shares one bathroom, one common bathroom. Okay, so no complaints on the size of the master bedroom, very sizable still. So again, of course, with the aircon latch, this is about 1281 square feet. Of course, coming to Elta itself, post-harmonized development. Once you come in, a very, very nice depth and width for the living dining space. We also have the dry wet kitchen together with the water dispenser and of course the ADR in the yard. So storage space right over here. Again, I think similar problems faced by the common bedroom, the common bathroom is that there's no ventilation here. However, bedroom 4 actually have a sliding door that access into the common bathroom. So technically speaking, this is also an ensuite. So 3 bedrooms sharing one common toilet. However, bedroom 4 has the ability to have access into the common bathroom privately if they want. All right. So master bedroom size almost similar. Layout is almost similar. Okay. So moving on to my 4-bedroom premium. So the 4-bedroom premium in this case in Clement Canopy is 1346 square feet. Dumbbell layout for a 1346 Clement Canopy. So good thing is junior master on the other side of the unit type, the other side of the unit. So very, very good for like your multi-gen whereby your parents are staying with you and you want some privacy for your family and them. Junior master on the other side would suit them. However, the junior master, or rather the junior bath, don't have natural ventilation. So coming to the 4-bedroom premium layouts right here in Clement Canopy, Elta, and Clavon. So for Clement Canopy's 4-bedroom, what we actually have here is a dumbbell layout, 1346 square feet 4-bedroom. So the good thing is, again, the walkway space for a 4-bedroom, usually as a traditional layout, you have a very long bowling alley walkway to all your rooms. But for this, it's a dumbbell layout, so good privacy for multi-gen, like I mentioned, because for multi-gen, you want to be staying together with your parents or your parents-in-law, and again, you want them to be separated, so you have some privacy of your own for your own family. So for the junior master, like I mentioned, there is no natural ventilation. So one thing about it is, I think, especially when you're staying with older folks, they usually like their toilets well ventilated. All right, coming into the longish walkway over here, you can display a lot of things, but the thing is, it's a long walkway, however, with a window over here. So good thing is you can close your door, keep this window open, your units is still naturally ventilated. So for the dry kitchen location, right, is away from the wet kitchen. Again, of course, there is no fridge and whatnot here, but usually for dry kitchen, you want it to be a prep space together with your wet kitchen. So again, this is a very awkward position for a dry kitchen. But I mean, if you are using it for like more daily necessity purpose, like your dining, like you are using it for like a breakfast area, I think that's fine, or your coffee machine. But other than that, yeah, this is a very awkward position for a dry kitchen based on my experience. All right. So again, landscape layout. So one thing about Clement Canopy, they are doing landscape layouts. So I do like that white layout frontage, because the moment you step in, visually you do have like an opening towards a bigger living dining space. So good size balcony. Again, I would like to shift the dining outdoors. Coming back into the 3 bedrooms on one side, I am not a fan of a double balcony frontage. So the master bedroom has its own balcony, and then you have a bedroom 2 and 3 on one side sharing bathroom 3. Okay, so generally this layout itself is 1, 3, 4, 6. Moving on to Clavon, 1, 3, 5, 6, 4-bedroom plus study. Very straightforward layout going in, same thing, portrait layout. So living, dining, quite good depth. Dry kitchen, wet kitchen. Your fridge is outside. So in terms of this, you have a WC. The store area is connected to your WC right over here. So you can then use this room as a helper's room, a storage room, or flexi room, or a storage cum helper's room. All right. Aircon latch inclusive here. Again, for a 4-bedroom itself, people like to have some ensuite like rooms, but in this case, there isn't any ensuite rooms. All 3 bedrooms, 1, 2, and 3 common rooms share 1 bath 2. However, I do like the idea of the study that has a door that you can connect to bedroom 2. So you have the flexibility of making bedroom 2 a larger extension with the study, or you can then still use the study space as a study on its own. Okay, so master bedroom, this is actually very, very good size with a healthy amount of space right here. You can put your baby cot, and you do have space for like a dressing table in the master bedroom. All right, so 4-bedroom at 1,356 square feet. This is a 4+ study. Okay, so the 4-bedroom premium in this case, I am a fan. Why? Okay, again, when I talk about 4-bedroom, I do like the idea of having a junior master or an ensuite for the 4-bedroom. So for this 4-bedroom at 1,313 square feet, again, like I said, for Elta, good depth, good width. For living dining space, dry wet kitchen, very adequately provisioned. So you have your water dispenser, you have your drying rack, you have a home shelter at the back. So bedroom 3 and bedroom 4, they share bathroom 3. Again, downside for bathroom 3, unfortunately, because it's the center of the house, there isn't natural ventilation, which is your windows in your bathroom 3. However, they do have a junior master, and their junior master comes with a junior master bath with a window facing outward, so it's naturally ventilated. And like I said, I like how Elta places their master bathroom. Again, in this case, their master bedroom is very private. Their master bath doesn't face, the door of the master bath doesn't face the master bedroom itself. Okay. Last layout over here for the 4-bedroom is actually a 4-bedroom dual key layout. In Clement Canopy and Clavon, there is no similar comparison. The 4-bedroom dual key layout over here is 1,313 square feet. One thing I learned about 4-bedroom dual keys, I mean, back then when the craze was buying a 4-bedroom or 3-bedroom dual key so that it's a semi-investment unit, it still can serve the purpose of a semi-investment unit. However, if you want to do like future planning for a long-term time period, you can, for example, a family of 4, if you have young kids, all staying under a 3-bedroom right now and you're comfortable, eventually when your kids grow up and you think that you need the 4th bedroom, you can then change the dual key bedroom alone to a junior master or a bigger master bedroom. So I like the idea and the flexibility of having that one studio away from the 3 bedrooms. So what I mean by this is that you can then have a future planning ahead. So if you are buying right now and you don't need that 4th bedroom, you can change that studio into a rental. And subsequently, if you eventually do need the space, that's where you can then use the space for own stay. All right. So the bedroom types for the 3-bedroom, again, it's very similar to one of the 3-bedroom layouts right here in Elta. So basically, you have your store area, you have your dry wet kitchen. Again, very longish and good depth and width for the living dining space. And unfortunately, for this, they do not have natural ventilation, but bedroom 3 is ensuite. So technically speaking, only 2 bedrooms share 1 toilet, and yet one of them is actually ensuite. And then the master bath is separated. And then in the event of a studio right over here, you do have a good sized kitchenette. And I like the idea of having a balcony for my bedroom 4 in this case, because if I'm doing for rental, it's good to have this balcony space for your tenants so that they can dry their clothes and whatnot. All right, so this to me is important in the dual key but for other layouts, I would prefer not to have a dual frontage balcony. All right. So again, we have the pinnacle of 4-bedroom at Clermont and Elta. For this size comparative, we don't have at Clermont and Canopy. So for Clermont itself, this 4-bedroom plus study is 1582 square feet. What I love about this, in fact, this is actually one of the most luxurious layout that you will see in the OCR. So for Clermont itself, this is a 4-bedroom private lift, and I'm a fan of the 4-bedroom private lift because the moment I enter, I get a dry kitchen with a wide frontage landscape layout into my living dining space. Again, this area over here, if you like to host and you have a big family, again, this is very comfortable. It allows you, the moment you step out of your private lift lobby, this brings out a very majestic and a very luxurious feel coming back home. All right, so the dry kitchen area, you can have an island countertop together with a serving countertop at the back. Of course, coming back into your wet kitchen, I think the adequate provision is the home shelter at the back right over here. And this door will bring you out towards, of course, your common shed lift as well. All right, so Junior Master, this is a dumbbell concept, so the Junior Master is on one side. So again, like I mentioned, Junior Master on one side means that today there's adequate privacy for multi-gen families. And of course, on the other side itself, I do have another 2 more bedrooms sharing 1 bath. Again, of course, no ensuite for this, but that's fine because you have the Junior Master that has the attached ensuite as well. This master bedroom is to die for because look at how the layout is. Walk-in wardrobe tucked all the way towards the end. Did not eat into the master bedroom space. This availability of the study to then convert it into like a makeup area or like a island jewelry display or watch display. So the idea of having this flexibility over here, it's tremendous, and how you can further do up the master bedroom with like a baby cot, a massage chair right over here. I think basically this itself is the pinnacle of a 4-bedroom of what you want to move into. All right. Of course, for Elta, unfortunately, they don't have a private lift. But if you look at the layout for Elta itself, all bedroom types are en suite. So again, once you step into the house, before I go there, once you step into a house, a dry wet kitchen with a yard, home shelter at the back, I think this is very typical. Very good width and depth again for a 4-bedroom layout in terms of the space. And of course, this study area over here, I think most people will use it for its intended purpose, which is a study space. But like I mentioned, what I like about this is all their bedrooms are attached to the toilet or ensuite to the toilet. So a Jack and Jill format for bedroom 2 and 3, and an ensuite for bedroom 4 to bath 3. So technically speaking, you can all use your own private bath room. And of course, master bedroom, very, very good size. And of course, in this case, it's a double wardrobe on both sides before you enter into your master bathroom. Okay, so 1507 square feet for the 4-bedroom plus study right here in Elta. But of course, if let's say Clermont, there's a 4-bedroom with private lift available, then maybe that is something that you may want to consider as well. All right. So again, for the last layout, this is actually a 5-bedroom layout. We don't have any similar comparison in Clermont at Canopy, but for the 5-bedroom at Clermont, this is a 1690 square feet layout. 1690 square feet layout for Clermont in comparison to Elta at 1776. Clermont is a smaller, slightly smaller layout. However, this itself, like I mentioned, Clermont is doing it right with a 5-bedroom private lift. Once you enter into a 5-bedroom, you have that wide frontage, which is a landscape layout, dry kitchen, very similar to their 4 bedrooms as well. The key difference is that today they have 4 bedrooms on one side, 1 junior master on the other. Their provision of the dry wet kitchen is almost similar to their 4-bedroom with private lift. The key difference is this bedroom number 5. All right, so technically speaking, bedroom number 5 do have its own entryway to the bathroom 3. So technically speaking, it's 3 bedrooms sharing 1 toilet, but bedroom 5 has the advantage of their own door into bathroom 3. So more or less it's an ensuite as well. And the interesting thing to take note of here is they have a dual basin for this common bathroom. So it's to let, and also a sliding door right here. So basically, if you want to use the toilet here and you still want to shower, I think you still can do it. So this bathroom is made to be a little bit more flexible in terms of its usage. All right, for master bedroom right here in Clairvaux, you can see in terms of the space, this is amazing as well. They actually put the cabinet space on this side, so they tuck away from the room itself. They're not eating in your room size. So 1690, full usable space, quite comfortable. Of course, aircon latch is inclusive in this 1609 for Clairvaux. All right, so for 1776 square feet, 5 bedroom in Elta, I think this is also a very luxurious size. And this 5 bedroom, the moment I step into the show flat, when I see the show flat itself, the depth and the width of the living dining space is amazing, because the moment I see it, it's really like a playground. Ample space to move around, ample space to do hosting. So if you're buying a 5 bedroom and you love to host, this is the kind of layout that you should be looking out for. So coming into a dry wet kitchen area right here, you have a utility room, and then you have a separate home shelter for your storage area. You have a junior master on one side. So again, I think for junior master right here, you don't really have a window or ventilation. So you do have a powder room right over here, so your guests can still use the powder room. And basically, if you go in, you have junior master number 2. So you have 1 junior master, you have a second junior master with an attached, a junior master and a junior master bath. Next, you have a Jack and Jill bedroom 4 and bedroom 5. So basically, for this 5 bedroom right here in Elta, it's fully, that means all your rooms comes with an attached bathroom in a way. So basically, ideal for large families, ideal, so you don't really have to fight for the toilets, okay? So in terms of the space in the master bedroom, very comfortable, 2 sides cabinet. Once you walk in the master bath, you have a his and her sink. So for 5 bedroom at Elta at 1776, the only thing that I feel is lacking in comparison to Clairvaux is the lack of private lift. But other than that, looking at how the layout is and how MCL and CSE Land has done for this Elta, I think it's a layout that you should not miss, especially if you are looking for a 5 bedroom in the area. And I think more importantly, for the rest of the unit types, the finishes and the quality done by MCL is really fantastic. So if you are keen to take a look at Elta and you want to come for the preview is actually on the 7th of February, right after Chinese New Year. The booking date is on the 22nd of February. So all within February, if you want your slot to come and take a look at the show flat, all right, hit me up and contact me for a viewing time slot today. So I'll bring you down to the show flat and I can explain to you how the different layout analysis is, and more importantly, if you're buying for investment or if you're buying for own stay, what kind of layout should you be looking out for? Okay, so the most important thing when we talk about facing analysis right here in Elta, I think for Elta itself, based on the site plan, we know that it's either facing Clementi Avenue 1 or you're facing AYE. Unfortunately for Elta, facing AYE will also mean that today there is west sun. Okay, so and because of how Elta is a 39-story building, so we have concerns over how high a floor should I be buying? Should I be buying low floor or high floor, or should I be buying an inside facing or an expressway facing? And more importantly, will the west sun affect my unit prices? All right, so this is the facing analysis that we'll be doing right here. So the number one thing that I want to talk about is actually the high floor versus low floor. So if you can see right over here, we have a 5th floor unit and a 27th floor unit. Both in terms of their date of purchase, they bought in December 2020, and of course the other one, 27-story, in Jan 2021. So in terms of the price difference, it's a $98 per square foot price difference. In terms of how much they have sold, a 5th floor level, a 5th floor stack 10 unit. This is a 3 bedroom, did at $604,000 for Clairvaux, and for a 27th floor, they did at about $546,000. the annualized profit is about 8 to 7%. So if you ask me, I think you buying a high floor in the event that you do want to stay, at least the views itself is higher, and in terms of the sale itself, I think you still can move. But in terms of the profit, there's minimal difference or a slight difference in the annualized returns. So if you're asking me whether or not can you buy a high floor or should you only be buying a low floor, I think when it comes to this kind of high rise with unblocked views or high rise developments like Elta, I don't foresee a big problem in buying the high floor as well. Next, Clement and Canopy as well, we have a 38 floor unit for, I think this is a 2-bedroom, transacted in February of 2017. Same day, 11 floor versus 38 story, both at Stack 12. In terms of their sales price, you will notice that the initial launch day price, both of them bought in 25th of February 2017 at a 114 per square foot price difference. But when it comes down to the actual sale in March 2024, they all sold almost the same time, March 2024. Their price difference is only $28 per square foot. So in terms of their overall profits, you can see that their annualized profits floats at about 4%, all right, so 4 to 5%. So it doesn't mean that today you're buying a high floor means that you are making lesser. In fact, buying a higher floor would also mean that in terms of the sale, it would move faster at the same time. But in this case, in terms of the profitability of it and the annualized returns of it, I think there's very minute difference. So a high floor or low floor, just buy something that you're comfortable with in terms of your budget. And of course, in terms of the exit strategy, I think both of them will still be able to provide a good exit in due time. Okay. Next, we'll talk about the expressway versus the inside facing. So again, Clavon and Clement Canopy has similar facing as you. AYE on one side, Clementi Avenue 1 on the other. So again, a small marginal profit difference if I'm buying the inside and outside facing. So stack 9 versus stack 10. Ultimately, my annualized returns is 7.4, which is the expressway facing, 7.5, versus a 8.35 annualized returns. In terms of the profit margin is 544,000 versus 546,000. All right. So for Clavon, again, I think expressway facing versus inner facing, it doesn't matter because Clavon has proved to be profitable as well. Next, for Clement and Canopy, this one will be interesting because this one, if you notice the site plan, it's a far distance apart. One is really towards the entrance, the other one is towards the AYE expressway itself. And when it comes down for a 2-bedroom, the expressway facing did about 295,000 in terms of profits, and the other one did at 317,000, and both annualized to be about 3.4 to 3.5%. Okay, so expressway versus inner facing, I think this also you can tell that today it doesn't necessarily mean that once you're facing inside means that your profits will be higher. All right, it doesn't mean that way. Okay, so in this case, the west sun and non-west sun is also the inside facing versus the outside facing as well, because the inside facing you don't get the west sun, the outside facing you do get the west sun, and you do realize that again when it comes down to profitability, right? Both of this stack for 2-bedroom in Clavon, one did at 257, the other one is 311. So initial launch day when they buy, $8 per square foot difference. When they sell, is $78 per square foot difference. However, based on the annualized returns, it's 5.7 versus 6.1. In fact, the annualized return for the 6.1%, which is the west sun facing unit, is making more in terms of its returns, annualized returns. All right. So for Clement and Canopy, similar, west sun facing unit is stack 7, and the non-west sun facing unit is stack 05. In terms of how much they are making for a 3-bedroom, the west sun facing units on this is actually making about 573,000, whereby the non-west sun facing unit is 424,000. All right, so the annualized return for both of them, they are very, very similar, about 4.86 and 4.57. All right, so these are the key things that you'll be taking note of when you're buying Elta, because they have the similar layout scheme as Clement and Canopy. So when you go down, don't be turned off by it being AYE facing. Don't be turned off by it being west sun facing. Of course, if you can, buy within preference. If not, if you have to buy AYE facing or West Sun facing, do buy in at a correct price, and more importantly, like I mentioned earlier on, do buy in at your budget so that in future when you do want to exit, you're not overstretched and you don't have to worry too much in terms of the repayment. So as long as you're buying within your budget and you're buying within your objective, you know what you want to achieve with this property, I think whichever that we are looking at is fine. All right. So with that being said, all right, let me jump into the price matrix and I'll run through the price matrix with you. Again, the price matrix is based on my estimation and of course my experience working with developers. So let's see what the price matrix is for the Elta. So up to this point, if you have not subscribed to my channel and not like and share, please do so. And now let's move on to the price matrices. So again, coming to the price matrices of Elta, what I do suspect, again, let's look at the land bid price first. So for land bid price of the Elta, what we are looking at is actually for Clementi Avenue 1, sold 6 bidders, so it's quite healthy in terms of the number of bidders. The highest bid is actually 1250. Of course, this is by CSE Land and of course MCL Land. Estimated break-even cost is about 2156 thereabouts. So coming to my price matrix again, I would think that if because of this, it's a 39 story, right? How the developers are going to load the pricing based on per floor jump. We will expect the average price of Elta to be about 2450 to $2,500 per square foot. So before we derive at what the starting prices will be, basically we need to understand again what's the average price that developers are looking out for, and from the average price, that's how we derive our lower spectrum of the prices to the higher spectrum of the prices. All right. So again, if my break even is about 2150 thereabouts for the Elta, I do expect that the starting prices will be from $2,200 per square foot. Of course, for the 1-bedroom plus study, my expectation is that they will start from 2,300 to 2,350 onwards to even as high as $2,800 per square foot. All right, so if they do so at $2,300 for the 1-bedroom, we are expecting for 506 square feet, if they average this out to be about starting price of about 1.16. All right, so if the developer want to do something a little bit more attractive, they can do it about 1.15 as a starting price. And of course, my price matrix is a jump of $50 per square foot. But the upper echelon of what the prices are for the 1+ study, I would suspect it to be in the range of about 1.4 mil. All right, so if you are buying something in Elta for 1-bedroom plus study at 506, of course, something attractive for myself. I personally feel like anything within this price range all the way to about 2550 to maybe 2650, that is my walkaway price for you buying into the development, which essentially means that you can buy up to maybe about 20-something stories, up to maybe about 25 to 28 stories even. All right, so that's the range of prices for the 506 square feet. All right, so for the 2-bed 1-bath at 614 square feet, my personal take is that they may do at about $2,300 per square foot. But if they want to do something a little bit more interesting, the prices that they can start from to draw the crowd in could be in the range of about 1.388 mil for 614 square feet. And this will draw the initial crowd in, and that's how they will price it. And most of their price range should be in this range of prices all the way up to about 1.688 thereabout. So a good range of about 200 over 1,000 price difference from the low floor all the way to the top floor. So again, for 700 square feet, I think 2250 is a good starting price. So 2250 will mean that my starting price is about 1.5. They may do about 1.5 or they may do at 1.57. So I think it's still a good range of starting prices for a 700 square feet 2-bedroom premium. So this range of PSF should fall short slightly at about 1.8 mil thereabout. So about 1.57 to maybe about 1.85 mil, I think it's about a range of 280,000 to 300,000 from ground floor, first floor, all the way up to the 39th floor. All right. So 2+S being slightly larger, I will also think that the price range should be anything within that 2250 to 2003. So the starting prices, if they do want to make it a little bit more attractive, they might do it at a few units at 1.788. Or 1.78, 1.7 to keep it below 1.8 mil, again to do the initial crowd drawing in. So if they do at that kind of range of prices, my expectation for the pricing here will be somewhere close to about 2650, which means that my spread will be about 300,000 due to the size of 807. All right. You have to understand that on average, if we do average spread throughout the 39 stories, right? Most of the time, the average price point that they will take is about 0.4 to maybe 0.5, 0.6 of the total price. So using that, that's how they gauge their per floor jump, all right, in terms of the average. Okay, next we have a 926 square feet, 3-bedroom. So the interesting thing is the price narrowing gap between the 2+S at 807 on a higher floor would mean that I may afford a 3-bedroom, 926 square feet compact on the lower floor. So if they are doing something in the range of this 2083, I think this is a correct range of prices to start for 926. So somewhere in the range of 2250 per square foot, we should expect the prices to go up to about 2.5 thereabouts. A good 400,000 price difference for a 4-bedroom from low floor all the way up to the top floor. So when I mentioned that today, if I'm buying a 2-bedroom plus study on a higher floor, I may also consider a 3 compact on a lower floor. So usually when we advise clients, that's how I ask them to look at. If I can go for that kind of range of prices, then maybe I should want to consider a 3-bedroom compact at a lower floor first. If I can't, then I'll move to a 2+ study on a higher floor. All right. So on the middle floor for that matter. Okay. So 3 premium, I think good range of price to start from is about 200 plus K difference from the 3 compact starting prices. So at 1023 square feet, I think 2,200 to 2250 starting price would be a fair price. So the range of pricing will be up to somewhere here, $2,600 per square foot. So this gives me a good 400,000-500,000 in terms of that price difference from the lower floors to the higher floors. All right. And next, which is my interesting gauge, it's actually, like I mentioned, this 1184 square feet will be very interesting because if I can buy a 1023 on a higher floor for 2.6 mil, I can well be affording a 1184 square feet on a lower floor 4-bedroom. So again, this is how I always look at it. If I can afford to tier up into a 4-bedroom, I will always try to tier up into a larger unit type on a lower floor. So 2200 per square foot for 1184 square feet. Range of price should be up to maybe about this range of price, about 2650 as well. So about 400,000-500,000 once we hit the 3-bedroom to the 4-bedroom price difference. So my guess price will be about 2.6 mil for 1184 square feet. So the 4-bedroom premium and a 4-bedroom dual key, I hope that the 4-bedroom dual key can be launched at a lower price. But in most cases, no. Usually they use a higher starting price for a 4-bedroom dual key. But for a 4-bedroom premium at 1313, I think 2.8 mil is a good starting price. My expectation for this will probably go up to about 3.4 mil for the upper floors as well. However, for a dual key, I do have to reiterate that most developers price dual key higher. So which means that my starting price for a dual key can be in this range of prices, can be 2.95 to even 3 mil for that matter. So taking into consideration, I will price it at about 3 mil for this dual key and then going into up to 3.5 mil for the higher floor pricing as well. All right. So again, all these are my estimates. Hopefully developers will do a slightly lower price matrix from what I have, but I don't believe they will drop below 2,200. So 2,200 is my starting from price for Elta. Next, I have a 4-bedroom dual key at a 4-bedroom plus study at 1507. I think 3.3 will be a good price range to start, even if they want to do a 3.28 starting price. This range of prices will bring me to somewhere about slightly below 4 mil. 2,000, so 3.8 to about 4 mil. I think this is a good range of pricing for the 4-bedroom plus study at 1507 square feet. And last but not the least, of course, I have a 5-bedroom at 1776. Again, I think this range of prices is the correct estimate. So about 3.9 to about 4.6 for the lower floor to the higher floor. All right. So this will bring about my overall spread, overall average to somewhere within this range of pricing, about 2004 to 2005 as my average. So these are my average prices in terms of PSF. All right. So again, if you are looking for a unit at Elta and you're looking for someone that can analyze the price and analyze the layouts for you, more importantly, what kind of layout should you be choosing? Be it for investment or be it for own stay. I think different layouts and different entry prices is important to study them because whatever that you're buying it for, the objective might be different and your exit plan might be different at the same time. All right, so with that, if there's any questions with regards to Elta and you do wish to take a look at the show flat, do remember that the 7th of February, that is where the preview date will happen. On the 22nd of February, that's where the booking will happen. And in the meantime, if you do want to book a slot for viewing, please feel free to reach out to me. You have my contact right over here. And with that, thank you very much. I will see you guys soon.